love has a lot of pain in it. To comment on Hindi cinema, I don't think I'm going Western or something, but there are so many Hindi films that influence us in the South as well. How numbers have become today is, from what I've noticed is, if you need to give people that theatrical experience and give them that larger than life sort of experience in the theatre, if that's the kind of cinema you're attempting, it's not about investing in who's the actor, who's the director. I love traveling, and I have other forms of hobbies that keep my mind sort of
widen your horizon.
Yeah, stimulated. There are these avenues that I have that once in a way I cut off from films, go do something else, and when I come back here, my mind is in a more recharged form. Well, with the wedding, I think all credit to Sobhita. She sort of planned it and designed everything. Hi, this is Naga Chaitanya. You're watching me on Etimes.
Hi, welcome to Etimes.
Thank you.
And it's so lovely to have you, and I'm so looking forward to actually connecting with you and chatting with you. Of course, starting with Tandel, it looks interesting, the whole setup, the whole, pairing, the canvas, and of course the look. It's a very different look. But please fill me in more about, what really attracted you when you heard the script.
So before, I heard the script and the script was locked. This film is based on some true stories that happened sometime between 2017 and 2018. So these real life events were told to me by the director Chandu in a very documentary form, more like a idea saying that such and such things happened. So after that, we went down to Srikakulam and met the real families and heard their journey out and their challenges and their life and how they navigated through all these challenges and came back from Pakistan. They were stuck in a Pakistan jail for a year and a half too. So all this really inspired me, and this really motivated me to design this character and want to be a part of this film. And more than that, I think these guys are real life heroes. These fishermen who went and had been through all this and came back. They're real life heroes, and I want to take their stories closer to the audience. So this was the main thing that really drove me and inspired me.
I believe you prepped for it for 2 years to play the part.
Yeah, the start to end of the film it'll be almost 2 years from the time the idea came to me to the transformation to shooting and finishing the post and now promoting it. Has been around a year and a half plus. Yeah. So it's been a very long journey, but a very satisfying journey. Because I think very rarely as an actor do we get these opportunities to take inspiration from real characters and transform into something that is so far from your reality and tell these kind of stories. And they're very rooted, very grounded. They're stories of the land. So yeah, it's been a very satisfying journey.
Yeah, but the fact that you say that it is rooted and grounded, did that also sort of help you form a better relatability to the character or the subject? Because I believe like even the love stories that you've done have been largely very relatable in terms of very real, and people see that honesty in you. So did that help further in relating to this film, which was based on a real character?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that way stories of the land and rooted kind of stories and emotions take you closer to the audience. Because end of the day, I want to be an actor, with an audience, with a theatre full of audience and be able to resonate with all of them. I don't want to do something that's too alienated, something that's too far away. In terms of emotions, of course, presentation can be, in terms of emotions, presentation can be anything. I can do a futuristic film, I can do a period film, whatever. But as long as the emotions, that thread connects. So that's what I'm always searching for. And with this film too, I found that because amongst all these layers of them getting caught and all the political conflicts they had been through and all that, there is a very deep-rooted love story that kept them brave and gave them that courage to fight it out. So that love story tomorrow when you watch it in the theater is something that will really move you along with all the other layers in this film.
Yeah, you so rightly pointed out emotions, which is something which even I was coming to. Is that, do you think that when today we say that in a lot of ways, cinema which is made from the South is still doing so well globally, and not just in the South, but also appealing to the audiences in the North. Do you think it's actually because of the fact that they are concentrating on emotions and are rooted deeply in culture, which is somewhere maybe missing, as we are maybe going Western in Hindi? Do you so feel so?
No, I don't think. To comment on Hindi cinema, I don't think I'm going Western or something. But there are so many Hindi films that influence us in the South as well. Yeah, there are. But the South films, of course. If you look at the trend, the films that have been very close to, like I said, stories of the land, rich in culture, where the characters have a certain slang or a certain dialect and they're working around a certain region. I think the audience is more curious to that now because they want to know those stories, and these points, whatever I said, have become sort of, I would say, the trend right now. So yeah, I think these stories are traveling much better, and
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember you said something very interesting in an interview, and I think it takes a lot of guts for an actor to say that and admit to his own mistake in his career. That where you said that there was a shift in your mindset as an actor from Majli, in terms of you had, because of the box office numbers, you had become a little greedy at a point
Yeah.
where there were a lot of calculations involved while
Yeah,
choosing films,
yeah,
and then there was a shift.
yeah.
It's so lovely to see somebody analyze things so deeply and admit it,
Right,
actually,
right,
more
right,
so.
right.
How is it going now in terms of that shift? And also, do you still sort of give a deep analyzation to the fact that you're not getting corrupted or contaminated as an actor or an artist?
So the shift, you mean in terms of how I analyze numbers and
Analyze numbers, and also the shift in terms of the way now you approach things also.
see my approach now is very clear. First is, I need to completely feel for the content. I need to completely feel for the character, and I need to see honesty in the script. I think if that is genuine, automatically the audience will sort of it'll convey to the audience. So half the success, half the work is done, success is already achieved. How numbers have become today is, what I've noticed is, if you need to give people that theatrical experience and give them that larger than life sort of experience in the theater, if that's the kind of cinema you're attempting, it's not about investing in who's the actor, who's the director. Of course, that plays an important role, but you need to invest in what the script needs, and that's how the business has become. Because even Tandel, when we were doing it, the producer, putting aside what my market would fetch, or what the director's market would fetch, or what the combination value is, putting all that aside, he was very conscious in investing in what the story needs. Like in the episodes, it's a very, very production heavy, intensive film, and he took that approach. And if you look at all the films, all the big films, or all the films that have done well, the producers have invested in the stories rather than working backwards on a certain trade number.
True, true. That's true. But how do you also, when you analyze your career and your film so deeply, how do you also sort of strike a balance and detach from work? And also, it's interesting because stardom is something which is huge, especially for South actors, and actors are hugely celebrated. And then, despite that, to find that sort of simplicity, which I've just met you for the first time, and then I still find that bit of simplicity, because of the vibe that I gauge. How do you strike that balance and also be detached and maintain that simplicity?
I, I try to, like you said, the work-life balance, if
Yeah,
that's
how do
what
you
you're sort
strike
of
that?
talking about. See, I consciously try to take off from work. I do take off from work, not try, I do take off from work consciously between projects, try to take that gap. I love traveling, and I have other forms of, hobbies that keep my mind sort of
Widen your horizon.
yeah stimulated, because you know, I enjoy food a lot, so I professionally do something with food also back home. And apart from that, racing has always been something I really enjoy. And so there are these avenues that I have, that, you know, once in a way I cut off from films, go do something else, and when I come back here, my mind is in a more recharged form, and it's more creatively sort of provoked. So yeah, I try to maintain this balance as much as possible.
But the ambition part as an actor to keep doing things differently, and start afresh with every new project.
Right.
How does that motivation keep going on always, in terms of also, like, say, something like, Lal Singh Chadda also, when you it was a fresh start for you
Right.
in a lot of ways.
Right.
When somebody who is a star like Amir also said that he got upset, really upset for a year or two.
Right.
How do things happen with you in terms of the way you keep yourself motivated with every new project?
I think I tend to sort of look for roles and scripts that are completely different from the previous one. That itself is a start for my motivation, you know, like from transforming into a new look, either physically or mentally. Transformations really provoke me, and they really like excite me. So I try
And
to.
this look is very different from
Yeah,
anything that you've
yeah.
done.
So I try to keep the characters as contrasting as possible from the previous ones. This itself is a motivation for me. And in life itself, generally, I like to, you know, sort of look at something start from a very seed stage and watch it, you know, sort of bloom and grow and start to flower. You know, I like to see those processes happen. So I look at every film like that, you know. Every film starts off at a very seed stage, when the director comes to you with the script, and then you start working on it, you build it, you try to make something beautiful out of it. So I like to see these cycles happen.
Tendency to see the glass half full
Yeah, yeah,
also.
yeah.
Yeah, and lastly, what can people expect from your chemistry with Sai Pallavi in this after love story, and how different they can expect it to be? As a
It's going to be
film.
very real.
Yeah.
It's not going to seem cinematic at all. It's going to be very real. It's something that all of us will connect to, because the journey in this film, the love story, is beautiful. It deals with the highs and the lows. You know, love has a lot of pain in it, genuine love. You know, there is a lot of pain, and this pain, when you live through this pain and come out of it, it sort of bonds the relationship in a much more stronger way. So you'll see that transformation in this film through that love story. So we're going to take you through a nice journey of all kinds of emotion in love.
Yeah, looking forward. And you spoke about love, so congratulations for your wedding. And
Thank
it
you
was
so
so
much.
beautiful.
Thank you.
What can you say about everything that happened so beautiful? And it seemed like a fairy tale, and I'm so happy for you.
Oh, thank you.
What do you have to say about just this bonding, and how things happen?
Well, with the wedding, I think all credit to Sobhita. She sort of planned it and designed everything, and she loves culture, she loves the Telugu nativity, so she brought it out in the most beautiful way possible, with the smallest and the finest of details. And I'm so happy. It went off wonderful, and the entire family came together, and there were such lovely moments that stayed with us.
It was so sweet of you to say at the trailer launch that you want people from her region to accept this.
Yeah.
Such a green flag.
Yeah, because the trailer launch was in her hometown,
Yeah.
Visakhapatnam.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why.
That's so lovely, and so lovely talking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.